Welcome back, my students, to a brand new episode of Comic Class. And in today's lesson, guys, we're looking at the Amazing Spider-Man issue 7, The Vulture's Return. And yeah, this should be pretty fun. So without any further ado, guys, let's jump right into today's story. Let's go. So our story starts off with a recap of what happened in the Amazing Spider-Man issue 2 when Spider-Man fought the Vulture for the first time. And ever since then, the Vulture has been in jail. Now, the Vulture has been on good behavior. He has been given access to working on machinery in the prison, and he has used this opportunity to get materials to build a new flying device, which he uses in his jail cell, and figures that, it's finally time to make his escape. So while he's out, doing his outdoor exercises the next day, he actually uses his flying device to go over the wall and escape the prison. And Spider-Man is basically playing, some volleyball with his classmates and Flash Thompson. And he hears something over the radio that the Vulture has escaped. So he has to kind of blow his friends off, as well as Flash Thompson, and tell them that he's feeling kind of sick so he can go home, get changed to his Spider-Man uniform slash costume, and goes out to fight the Vulture. Now, the Vulture is out in the city causing havoc, and he basically robs this dude at gunpoint and takes away some of the jewelry that he was selling. Eventually, him and Spider-Man come to blows, and he's able to outmaneuver Spider-Man, similar to their first fight that they had in issue 2, with Spider-Man getting a little cocky, thinking that the same device he used on the Vulture in issue 2 would work this time, which it didn't, and actually got Spider-Man's arm to get broken, so he's gonna have to deal with that handicap. So Peter basically goes to the doctor after an inmate takes him and tells him to be a little more careful with himself, because he kind of fractured his arm. And yeah, the kids at school basically tease him for it, and Peter's basically telling himself that he's kind of losing his patience with Flash constantly bullying him. So we'll see what happens in the next issue, where they finally get to take each other on. And yeah, the Vulture's getting ready for his next heist, and he goes to J. Jonah Jameson while Peter is there talking to him. And Peter slips away for a moment while J. Jonah Jameson is trying to negotiate with the Vulture, trying to get him to not take all his money, offering to give him publicity and stuff like that, which is pretty funny. Just the Vulture, is a super villain. Pretty sure he doesn't care about stuff like that. And he even tells him that all he wants is his money. So Peter gets into costume and uses his webbing to kind of make a type of slink for his broken arm or fractured arm, and he comes in and takes on the Vulture hand to hand, and tries to save J. Jonah Jameson, even though he's always constantly giving him trouble. And Spider-Man and the Vulture fight in the Daily Bugle, which was really interesting to see. Eventually, they make their way out of the building and go into the air once again, where Spider-Man comes up with an idea to use his webbing to put both of the Vulture's wings together so he can't fly. And they're both going to fall to their death when Spider-Man makes a parachute out of webbing, and he has the Vulture go down by himself to get caught by the police once again and, sent to jail once again. And Peter, shows up to J. Jonah Jameson, telling him that he had taken care of the Vulture. And while that's going on, J. Jonah Jameson basically starts attacking Spider-Man verbally. So Spider-Man webs up his mouth, and he goes back to the Daily Bugle and changes back into Peter Parker. So Peter and Betty hit things off, and it seems like they're starting to flirt with each other a lot more with every issue that passes. And it seems like a relationship will bloom between the two. And Betty does mention that something's wrong with J. Jonah Jameson. Peter basically says, Ron gets an improvement, making a joke. And he tells Betty that, he wants to, just spend some time with her right here while J. Jonah Jameson can't talk. And that's how the issue ends, with them kind of embracing each other and just enjoying each other's company. And I really enjoyed it. And that was the Amazing Spider-Man issue 7. What a great issue. The Vulture's return is something that I wasn't really hyped to see, but whenever I read it, it was actually really well done. And I think if more villains return in the future, which they definitely will, we know that for Spider-Man's Rose Gallery, they're constantly returning for issues and stories. I hope they're as well done as this was with the Vulture's return. If we're talking about characters like Doctor Octopus and Electro and Kraven the Hunter and the Green Goblin and stuff like that. But that's all, guys, for today's video. Until the next time where we look at the Amazing Spider-Man issue 8, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. And until the next video, guys, God bless you. Until the next lesson, keep on reading those comics.
I am who I'm meant to be. Over and out again. My future needed clarity. So I